Ahora vamos a hablar del pretérito. Right now we're going to talk about the preterite. The preterite is a form of the past tense in Spanish. For example, if I wanted to say something like, I walked to the store, I watched TV, you completed the homework, we're going to be talking in the past now. So what you've learned in the present tense about conjugating verbs, the endings that you've learned are different. The concept is the same as far as removing the ending of the verb, the AR, ER, or IR, and adding new endings to it. But they're different from the present tense. So this will be new for some of you. It's a little bit harder than the present tense because there are many, many irregularities in the preterite. But first, we'll just start with AR verbs in the preterite. I'll give you the endings for them, chance to practice it, make sure you get it down. So the verb hablar, to speak, in the preterite would conjugate as follows. Yo hablé, tú hablaste, tú hablaste, él, ella, usted habló, habló. Nosotros hablamos, nosotras hablamos, vosotros hablasteis, vosotras hablasteis, ellos, ellas, ustedes hablaron, hablaron. So, for example, with hablar, if I wanted to say I spoke, you would say yo hablé. You spoke, tú hablaste. We spoke, nosotros hablamos. You'll notice a few things here. The nosotros form for AR verbs in the preterite is the same as the nosotros form of AR verbs in the present tense, so that makes nice. You'll also notice that there are some accent marks on some of these verbs. These are very important that you put these down because if I take the accent mark off of the E on hablé, it becomes hable and the meaning changes. Or if I take the accent mark off of the O on habló for he or she spoke, it becomes hablo, which is I speak. So the written accent marks are important. What I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to give you another verb and pause the video and just take a second to see if you can write it down. Just get yourself a practice. So the verb I will give you is comprar. Go ahead and conjugate it for me and then play the video again. So the conjugations of comprar are compré, compraste, compró, compramos, comprastes, compraron. Now, I know some people don't teach the vosotros form of the verb. The vosotros in the preterite is very easy to conjugate. All you have to do is add an is to the to form. So you'll notice that the to form is the same thing as vosotros, just plus an is on the vosotros. And that's the same for all of the irregular verbs as well in the preterite, which we'll get to those later, but it's the same. So if you ever ask yourself, what is the vosotros form, just add is to it, and you have it in the preterite. Some other common AR verbs that would follow this pattern in the preterite are acampar, caminar, comprar, alquilar, cantar, disfrutar, tomar, estudiar, esquiar. Now there are a lot of irregular AR verbs in the preterite. We'll talk about some of those later. So initially be careful when you're conjugating your verbs in the preterite. If you're not totally sure, ask your teacher and they can tell you what the conjugation is. I'm going to give you 5 questions right now. See if you can answer them with the preterite. I'll give you my answer. They're not all going to be the same. Pregunta 1. ¿Acampaste el año pasado? ¿Acampaste el año pasado? Sí, yo acampé. Sí, yo acampé. 2. ¿Qué compraste recientemente? ¿Qué compraste recientemente? Yo compré una hamburguesa. Yo compré una hamburguesa. ¿Qué tomaste hoy para la merienda? ¿Qué tomaste hoy para la merienda? Yo tomé papas fritas. Yo tomé papas fritas. ¿Dónde estudió tu amigo ayer? ¿Dónde estudió tu amigo ayer? Mi amigo estudió en la biblioteca. Mi amigo estudió en la biblioteca. Pregunta 5. ¿Esquiaron tú y tus amigos en el pasado? ¿Esquiaron tú y tus amigos en el pasado? Sí, nosotros esquiamos en el pasado. Nosotros esquiamos en el pasado. That's the last question. What I recommend you do is take the verb, whatever AR verb you want that I gave you, for example, hablar, and then just repeat it in your head over and over and over again, and you'll get the conjugation down. So hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablastes, hablaron. Say that to yourself a dozen times, and within a couple of days you'll have it memorized, and you can move on to the next concept. If you have any questions, let me know.